Of course, Hannah is back on this year's list. It's what took out Bob Hall Pier, which is now rebuilt and reopened.
Full circle.
Yeah, full circle. 6 years later, they recycled those names. So.
Here we are.
Yep, here we are. And so when it comes to Texas hurricanes, here's a look at our climatology normals, or not normals, but climatology for each month is a better way to put that. So June and July, Texas has seen 10 landfalling hurricanes. So this is not an average. This is not a normal, as I mentioned. This is how many hurricanes we've seen in Texas during each month. So 10 in June, 10 in July, 17 in August, 15 in September, and 3 in October. So we tend to see our hurricane season peaking in August and September. Overall, the Atlantic Basin peaks in September. And for Texas, here's those October landfalls. It was back in 1912. We had a landfalling hurricane on Padre Island. It was Category 2. That is the latest landfalling hurricane in Texas history that we have on record for 1912. That was on October 16th. We've never had a hurricane after October 16th, but we're still a long ways out to the end of hurricane season, as it is just kicked off today. Of course, we are watching the Climate Prediction Center and the signs. Everybody is pretty much on point that El Niño, we're going to start to be transitioning into El Niño these next couple of months. So we've got more wind shear and fewer hurricanes expected in the Atlantic Basin because of El Niño, because of that wind shear. There's no record of a landfalling hurricane in Texas during El Niño since 1950. So that's when our record keeping really was at par with being able to determine, when El Niño and La Niña was taking place. There is more influence from the Pacific jet stream, which can lead to more rain in Texas, which we've already started to see. Something else I do want to point out, though, when it comes to hurricanes in Texas and in the Gulf especially, is we can get early season hurricanes to spin up in the Gulf as weak fronts move through, which is something we're watching this week. Now, I don't think we see any tropical development. As you can see here, there's no tropical development expected from the National Hurricane Center, but let me go back real fast. So we zoom out. There's sea surface temperatures are not anywhere it's red, it's warm enough for a hurricane. The main development zone, not warm enough for a hurricane right now. But look right here, the purple color means it is well above 80 degrees, and that is where we do have a chance of tropical development over the next 7 days, but that's in the Pacific Basin. And the Atlantic Basin, which would impact Texas, no tropical development expected. Here's that front I was talking about. It's going to slide south as this high pressure strengthens. What this is doing, though, is it's increasing tropical moisture across Texas and really across the Gulf Coast states. As the front kind of stalls in the northern Gulf, we can see maybe a spin-up try to develop. That's what everybody's been watching. But overall, all I see happening is tropical moisture increasing over the next week and possibly into the weekend. So we keep rainfall chances in the coastal bend. Wednesday and Friday, as of right now, look like our best chance of rain, but that may vary. The reason rain chances go up on Wednesday, that's because that front is going to kind of be interacting with our weather pattern. Now, when it comes to Texas, the upper level pattern, so this is where like the jet stream is when we talk about jet streaks and how we got rain through those last MCS events. It does look like more of the jet stream enforcing there is going to be across West Texas and not so much in the coastal bend, but that does include our watershed. So the northern watershed in the hill country is on par to possibly get some decent rain, an inch or so, but that's over the next week. So we're talking 1 to 2 inches of rain on the higher end of that forecast. And so what we're going to see is that front starts to slide south. Rain chances going up Tuesday afternoon, more so from Victoria. So this is the northeastern portion of the coastal bend, up toward Houston, then up toward Dallas as that front slides in. We see a better shot at rain with the front trying to stall somewhere between Houston and Corpus Christi. We're in that warm and humid air mass. It's getting kind of wrung out like a towel as that front slides in, and so we're going to see more pop-up afternoon thunderstorms as we look ahead to Wednesday. Then as we get into Thursday and Friday, we get an upper level low once again that's going to move in. Now remember, these kind of act like bicycle tires in the rain. They sling off pieces of energy that can then provide us some rainfall. Right now, as I mentioned, it's more so the region from Del Rio up toward Dallas and then into West Texas that has the best shot at some of the higher rainfall amounts from this upper level low, but it's not out of the question for us and even our watershed. So that goes up on Friday. So Friday rain chances also go up, but as that low starts to get away from Texas, our rain chances do look like they start to trend down. So Your headlines: daily chance of pop-up, mostly afternoon storms. Every now and then in this kind of pattern, we get a few showers early in the morning, but it's mostly pop-up afternoon thunderstorms that have a bigger impact. There could be some lightning, delays for sporting events or things like that. More coverage of those storms on Wednesday, and this is the type of event where your neighbor could see like an inch of rainfall and you see absolutely nothing. It is very, very hard to pin down exactly where these storms pop up, and they will be very isolated in nature. 75 degrees tonight, muggy with a low chance of that shower I mentioned and possibly some patchy fog. Tomorrow, 90 your high, pop-up afternoon storms, and that heat index is up around 100. We've got fairly light wind throughout the day tomorrow, so that easterly wind not going to do a lot of mixing out our humidity. We're going to see highs there around 90, especially between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. If you're lucky to get one of those pop-up storms, conditions will cool a bit. Heat index values, expect them to be in the triple digits, especially for areas south. Areas north or where a pop-up storm may develop, that's what this map is showing. You may see your temperatures, as I mentioned, cool a bit into the afternoon. But overall, for your 7-day forecast, very little day-to-day change is expected. Temperatures hanging out right there around 90 as we continue throughout the work week and into the weekend, and a low chance of pop-up, a low to medium chance of pop-up showers throughout the afternoon. We've got more news coming up right after